The movie that just premiered left me deeply shocked, a gentle reminder for pure love warriors to think twice before watching. The older sister is harmed by her brother-in-law, while the younger sister successfully replaces her. The way she manipulates men is exactly what young girls often disdain, yet it captivates men the most. The older sister is the only family I have in this world. About her death, is there anything you haven't told me? The brother-in-law, Giang Mạc Hàn, is the commanding general of Northern Chu, with countless wealth and status. Yet there is a man who stands up to mock their indiscretions. Isn't it just relying on your brother-in-law, the general of Northern Chu? Pretending to be virtuous? Winning or losing doesn't matter? It's all rumored outside. You and your sister's husband. Who knows how many dirty stories there are? Just then, Giang Mạc Hàn, leading his troops, suddenly appears. Do you even think you're worthy of my attention? The domineering and fierce aura of him made the younger sister, Ngu Thanh Hoan, admire him immensely. Their eyes met, and without needing to say a word, they understood each other, their minds intertwined. But just at that moment, an assassin charged in, aiming to kill Giang Mạc Hàn. However, upon seeing Ngu Thanh Hoan, the assassin was stunned. It's her! Get behind me! Be careful! The death of your sister is related to Giang Mạc Hàn. If you want to know more, come to the general's residence. After saying that, he pushed her into Giang Mạc Hàn's arms and disappeared without a trace. This revelation stirred up a storm within Thanh Hoan. To ease her mind, she intentionally tried to send Giang Mạc Hàn away. Are you okay? It seems like that assassin from yesterday. He ran in that direction. The assassin definitely hasn't gone far. You wait at the general's residence and don't go anywhere. Follow me! Sure enough, the assassin appeared. Miss Gu, I'm here. You dared to assassinate my brother-in-law yesterday and now have the audacity to come here alone. You are really bold. Speak. What do you want to say to me? Unexpectedly, the next moment, Giang Mạc Hàn kicked the door open and burst in. It turned out he had already seen through Ngu Thanh Hoan's plan. 5 years ago, she witnessed her sister's death firsthand. Thanh Hoan understood that she had no one left to rely on in this world. While fleeing, she nearly fell victim to an attack. In a snowy alley during a storm, she crouched helplessly by the road when Giang Mạc Hàn suddenly appeared like a divine being. In the white snow, he extended his hand towards her. Over the years, he had nurtured and protected her, taught her martial arts, and led her to seek revenge against those who harmed her sister. This sweet affection they shared during their time together had quietly transformed. Thanh Hoan didn't even realize when, but admiration had blossomed in her eyes. When she prepared a fragrant sachet, she embroidered herself to confess her feelings. She accidentally discovered Giang Mạc Hàn's shocking secret. You still see it, don't you? You are my sister's fiancé. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Knowing now is no different. If you had told me earlier, I wouldn't. She suppressed her feelings and remained indifferent beside Giang Mạc Hàn. Ngu Thanh Hoan's beautiful little face made Giang Mạc Hàn feel both love and hate. This was because there was always the dandy Xiao Yunfan, who flirted with Thanh Hoan without any sense of boundaries. They not only enjoyed fireworks together, but also had a romantic candlelit dinner. Yet Giang Mạc Hàn could only watch silently from outside the window. Until Xiao Yunfan pulled out a fresh flower, Giang Mạc Hàn could no longer hold back. He stormed in and dragged Thanh Hoan away. Come home with me! I won't go! Giang Mạc Hàn, I don't want to ruin someone's birthday. Don't come to me! Giang Mạc Hàn returned, ignoring everything, and took care of Thanh Hoan carefully, because loving someone means being able to tolerate everything about them. Little did he know that all of this was just a plot by Thanh Hoan. Giang Mạc Hàn was a formal military officer, but was secretly colluding with the Japanese to smuggle a large amount of weapons. The newly established organization, Starfire, was set up to crack down on smuggling. At that time, her sister was a core member of Starfire. He approached her sister under the guise of concern, deceiving her and manipulating her. I swear I will take down my enemies with my own hands. To fulfill her sister's mission, Thanh Hoan requested to join Starfire to gather more intelligence for the organization. Your codename is Liao An. Your first mission is to investigate Giang Mạc Hàn, who is looking for Gu Zhao. You must use him to find Gu Zhao and protect her secretly. Gu Zhao was the sharp dagger that Starfire plunged into the heart of Northern Chu, and was also the person in charge of the entire Northern Chu station. Without her orders, no one could act without authorization. However, to this day, no one knew Gu Zhao's true identity. What Chang Huan did not expect was that Jiang Mo Han had already fallen for her. The scene shifted. The man lifted the younger sister onto the bed. "Are you crazy? I'm the crazy one!" The man, 1.85 meters tall and handsome, was the commanding officer of thousands, yet someone dared to take an interest in his sister-in-law. "I want her!" As soon as he opened his mouth, he demanded the woman next to him. Jiang Mo Han pulled her to sit on his lap, declaring his claim. Even if she was his sister-in-law, no one was allowed to touch her. Since his fiancée passed away 5 years ago, Gu Changhuan had always been cared for by her brother-in-law. Although he was a revered commander admired by many, he found himself powerless against this sister-in-law, which was quite pitiful. "You still underestimate me. Even the young master of the Tang Gang can be seduced." Whether it was intentionally causing a rift, or truly heartfelt, what did it have to do with him? Then who does it concern? In fact, Jiang Mo Han wanted to hear her say it concerned him, but Gu Changhuan deliberately irritated him, saying she stayed only to repay her debts of gratitude. The commander looked at her stubborn expression and was at a loss for what to do. The next day, she strolled over to her brother-in-law as if nothing had happened. The words of the young master from the Shao family echoed in her mind. "Your sister's death is related to Jiang Mo Han." Just as she was about to ask about her sister, Jiang Mo Han stood up and asked, "Why are you suddenly asking about this?" "My sister was the only relative I had in this world. Is there anything you haven't told me about her death?" "It was the chaos that harmed Tang Chu." Unexpectedly, upon hearing that, Chang Huan drew out a dagger. Her martial skills were taught by her brother-in-law, and he knew this very well. He domineeringly placed the dagger on the table and gently caressed her lips, saying, "You must remember, desire is like a chain. It can turn someone willingly into a prisoner, leaving them at the mercy of others, ultimately costing them their lives." He didn't reveal Gu Changhuan's suspicions but used teaching to break the awkwardness. That night, his sister-in-law came to apologize with a bottle of wine. Who could refuse such a good thing late at night? As soon as she entered, she began to thank her brother-in-law for saving her and struggled to express her thoughts. "Why don't you dare speak anymore? If you took my sister's life, what would I do?" "I would take your life in revenge." "From now on, hide your suspicions and your heart. You may think of this heart as broken shoes, but someday someone will see it as a treasure." When Gu Changhuan intended to stand up and leave, she was pulled into his arms. Jiang Mo Han clearly showed a hint of jealousy. "Are you talking about Shao Yunfan? Does it really matter whether it's true or not? I'm just your brother-in-law." It's said that a man in love has an IQ of 0, and this adage could not be more accurate. The great commander found himself at a loss against her. However, the path of Gu Changhuan seeking revenge had just begun. At the general's birthday party in the nightclub, Jiang Mo Han spotted his rival Shao Yunfan. To dance with Changhuan, the two engaged in a game of Russian roulette. 1 bullet. Life or death depending on fate. Anyone with objections could withdraw. However, to everyone's surprise, neither of them emerged as the clear winner, and in the end, Changhuan stubbornly chose Shao Yunfan. The bullet is a special type. It won't kill, merely embarrass. Jiang Mo Han lost all face. To win over the general, he brought along the daughter of the president of the Japanese Trading Corporation, Tian Toitsu. She was infatuated with Jiang Mo Han and invited the commander to dance. However, he only had eyes for his sister-in-law. Just then, a photo of Changhuan's deceased sister suddenly appeared on the stage, with the words "Murderer Jiang Mo Han" written above it. This infuriated the two. Later that night, while he was showering, surprised Jiang Mo Han when his sister-in-law rushed in. She grabbed him firmly. "I've always been probing about Tang Tu. Why didn't you say anything when you saw the photo?" "Whatever my brother-in-law says, the truth is what it is." Jiang Mo Han watched her touch his beard, and understanding his cue, Gu Changhuan obediently fetched the shaving kit. She skillfully applied a layer of foam and then took out the razor. As the blade rested against the man's throat, Gu Changhuan's gaze became increasingly cold. Her sister had met a tragic end 5 years ago, and the murderer was the very brother-in-law before her. Yet, thinking of the mission assigned by her organization, Ngu Thanh Hoan suppressed her murderous intent. Wait until he fell into a deep slumber, she quietly positioned herself, intending to gather information about the general's collaboration with the Japanese Trading Corporation. Unexpectedly, Giang Mạc Hàn was also waiting for her emergence. "Always playing tricks on me. You're naughty," he questioned her. When she didn't respond, she stepped up and kissed him. This kiss left Giang Mạc Hàn flustered. Ngu Thanh Hoan thought she could take the opportunity to leave, but was unexpectedly thrown onto the bed by her brother-in-law, who domineeringly pressed down on his sister-in-law. "You don't want to? The more you resist, the more I want. If you see this as simply embarrassing us, then it's even more interesting for me." Ngu Thanh Hoan attempted to snatch the item from his hand, but just then the guards burst through the door. "Commander, there are assassins! Get out!" The synchronized response from both made the guards tremble in fear. They knew they had interrupted the commander's fun. Taking advantage of the moment, Mạc Hàn snatched the item from her hands. A love letter. It was the confession Ngu Thanh Hoan had written to him. Ashamed, she ran out of the room. But Giang Mạc Hàn wasn't a fool, because the spot where she had just been searching was where the intelligence information was hidden, and Ngu Thanh Hoan's plan was significantly shrewder. When she appeared in the bathroom, she had already accounted for this step, and moreover, she had slipped the love letter into Giang Mạc Hàn's pocket beforehand, thus successfully executing her subterfuge. The main purpose was to use her brother-in-law's feelings to mislead his judgment. In reality, Ngu Thanh Hoan had memorized the information on that paper. However, the next day when she acted on the intelligence, she unexpectedly found herself surrounded by her brother-in-law. It turned out Giang Mạc Hàn had seen through everything early on, wanting to use Ngu Thanh Hoan to lure out the person behind it all. Seeing the large door about to be broken down, the two people in the room had no choice but to escape through the sewer. The exit of this sewer happened to be in the general's residence. Giang Mạc Hàn followed the trail of water to Ngu Thanh Hoan's room. At that moment, the female lead, with an innocent expression, just stepped out of the shower. The general grabbed her hair, wanting to sniff for any clues. "I spilled tea, so I went to take a shower. Would I want to embarrass you in front of others?" Giang Mạc Hàn fundamentally didn't believe her lie. Instead, he moved closer, knowing that just a while ago a man had fled alongside her. "I hope you don't make me feel that you are jealous." This statement ignited the man's desire for conquest. Giang Mạc Hàn held her tightly, then forcefully kissed the woman he loved. Under this domineering pressure, Ngu Thanh Hoan immediately lost her will to resist. "You've successfully stirred my possessiveness." She thought he would make a further move, but unexpectedly, Giang Mạc Hàn turned around and left the room. In this round, Giang Mạc Hàn ultimately held the upper hand. However, shortly afterward, Ngu Thanh Hoan managed to turn the tables once again, and this time it was a life-and-death gamble. "My sister is gone. My brother-in-law loves his sister-in-law. With their handsome looks and beautiful appearance, they truly are a match made in heaven. But I want to get rid of you." She was well aware that the handsome brother-in-law in front of her was the very murderer of her sister. But under Giang Mạc Hàn's tender care, could Ngu Thanh Hoan still act against him? She was unwell, and the general stayed up all night by her side. One simple request for a dessert, and the general bought out every last pastry in the city for her. On her birthday, he prepared surprises like a child for the one he loved. Even knowing that Ngu Thanh Hoan had set up a Hongmon banquet for him, he still chose to walk in the danger. "Be careful, brother-in-law. Don't. Giang Mạc Hàn, for this lifetime I will get rid of you. I have no regrets. I love you and I have no regrets. Sister, I've avenged you." But the knife did not kill Giang Mạc Hàn. When Ngu Thanh Hoan was about to face execution, Giang Mạc Hàn returned with an overbearing aura. He said he would take the most brutal revenge on her, but all of it was merely an act for the general outside to see. After the two left, Giang Mạc Hàn shed tears of heartbreak. He draped a coat over Ngu Thanh Hoan, but the fear of being blindfolded had made her lose her basic judgment. From that day on, Ngu Thanh Hoan was like a lost soul. Yet Giang Mạc Hàn used the most domineering ways to express his tenderness. This situation made it seem like it was Ngu Thanh Hoan who was meant to be the one assassinated.